All right, so we had a question about the answer to this one right here. Um, which of the following implements two-factor authentication based on something you know and something you have? All right, so again, we've been teaching a couple of different ways to answer these, and hopefully by now you're starting to get pretty good at it. Remember, the technique that I'm teaching you is you want to try to do a 50-50, right? The good old-fashioned coin flip. Get rid of two right off the get-go, and then that gives you a fighting chance to try to get the right answer. So eliminate two, get it down to two. Some people say go from the bottom up. Go from the bottom up. Intuitively, if you're a professional test taker, having a master's degree, I'm pretty good at taking tests now. But if you're like me, usually we want to read from A down to D. With these types of exams, you don't want to just you know pick the first answer because there may be a better one down below it. And these people that are making these exams know this. So you may want to just read from the bottom up. And remember, if you don't answer one, it's wrong. So you want to definitely answer it here. All right. So in here, the question, it says implements. So this is the key right here, two-factor authentication. Okay, so that's what it's looking for, and it says something you know and something you have. All right, so who on the phone right now can tell me what's something you know?
A PIN or a password.
That's right. So both of those, you hit the nail on the head, right? Both of those are something you know, right? PIN or password. Sorry for my second grade handwriting here, but that's the way it's going to work. So PIN or password. All right, what about something you have? What's that?
Fingerprint.
Okay, no, fingerprint's something you are, right?
Oh,
Okay, so something you have is going to be like a smart card or uh, maybe an RSA token. I don't know if you guys have seen one of those before. Uh, a smart card is like your CAC card if you're a common access control card. The DoD issues those, and you got to put it into the little smart card slot. So that would be something you have. Another thing that something you have would be like a secure ID. That's an RSA issue. RSA the company, not the algorithm, but something like a secure ID that is they also call it a fob, and it's a synchronous token. In this particular case, the secure ID, it kind of looks like something like this right here that you wear on your keychain or on your lanyard. And in the middle here, it's got a little LED that's got all these little numbers on it. And what you do is whenever you're VPNing using the secure ID, you look down at this number here, and every 60 seconds the number will change. And when you're ready to log into your corporate or your DoD or wherever you're working, you put in the number that it has here, and then when since it's something you have, it'll go out and at your corporation, it'll actually try to do a one-for-one match on that number because it knows who you are, and then it knows which PIN and which asynchronous token you have, and it'll say, is this exactly what I'm looking for? And if it is, then hey, I'm going to authenticate this person. So those would be two examples of something you have. So PIN and password, something you know, something you have. So we're looking for that. All right, so users shall authenticate to a system via a Kerberos-enabled authentication server working with an integrated PKI only. Okay. So Kerberos. So Kerberos would be a ticket. You would get a ticket from a Kerberos, and it's an authentication server. So that would probably mean that it's something you know. And PKI is a certificate, so that's integrated into the Kerberos. So this is not two-factor authentication right here. So we immediately can get rid of this. All right, here let's look at this one. The system shall require users to authenticate with a combination of a password. So that's something that we said over here, something you know, and a PIN, something you know, and a smart card. So, you know, a naive approach would say, well, that's, you know, 1, 2, 3. And if you did that, you got this one wrong, because this is one. These are both something you know, right? Password and PIN are both something you know. So it's bucketed into this right here. And the smart card is something you have. So really, this is two-factor authentication right here. So see here, the system shall authenticate only users by fingerprint and retina scan. So this is something you are, something you are. So both of those, that's a one-factor authentication. So this is a no. Looks sexy though. Users shall process a combination of 8-digit PINs and fingerprint scanners. Shall possess a combination of 8-digit PINs and fingerprint scanners. I don't really know what that means, because it doesn't say. It says implement, and if you possess a combination, that doesn't mean that you're using it. And some of these questions are the way they word it. You think to yourself, they must have meant this. Well, no, you shouldn't think that to yourself. And in this particular case, I have no idea what they mean here when they say possess a combination of 8-digit PINs and fingerprint scanners. That doesn't mean that you're actually going to use them to authenticate here. So I would say that something doesn't seem right to me on that. So this particular case, B is going to be the answer. Most people do what I set up here, 1, 2, 3, and they immediately rule this out because it's too many. So hopefully that answered your question.